From 1999 to 2004, Texas Motor Speedway was the home to the final race of the IndyCar season, where a champion would be crowned. Names like Kanaan, Dixon, Hornish, Lazier, and Ray would leave here etched in history as an IndyCar champion. Today, one driver in our virtual world will experience the same thing as we will crown a champion of the Indy Open Series Championship of Season 4 of 2023. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto. Welcome to Race First coverage sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups of the 12th and final round of the Indy Open Series Championship for this season, coming to you today from the heart of Texas. Welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway and Championship Saturday. Joining me for expert analysis in the booth, he is my teammate in the IndyCar Series. He coming to us live from Mexico City. As always, please welcome Antonio Estrada.
Hey, hello Gary, hello everyone. Yeah, welcome to Texas, where everything's bigger, even the championship race. So yeah, we're looking for 133 laps around this oval track, 1.5 mile track, a very interesting layout, which luckily here in the sim we were able to ride different lanes as opposed to in real life where NASCAR ruined it by applying so many different things on the track that didn't need it. Right. Because the track really races great, and the sim is very close in certain turns. So if the track wasn't ruined, we probably would get this multi-group racing that we can see, especially in turns 1 and 2. But you can also do it in 3 and 4. It's going to be a long race. It's going to be a tire management one. Especially being at noon, since it's noon in sim, the tire degradation will probably have an effect here. And that's going to be important to be able to manage your tires, to be able to not turn that wheel as much so that you don't scrub speed, that you don't scrub any tire thread, and get to the end, be there when it counts, and make strategic moves all throughout the race. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Well, we got 2 championships on the line today in Division 1. We have Rashad Craig holding off the Dark Knight, Adam Blocker, and the Beardmeister Kevin Burrell. So we're going to probably see a 3-man race to the championship there. In Division 2, Zach Hubler has a slight edge over Candyman Ryan Stark. Today is probably the last chance any of these challengers will have to make any or probably enough points to secure or advance in the championship. So let's put you in one of the seats of one of these challengers here. I mean, what is it going to take to seal the deal here at this racetrack? Is it survive or is it go for it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, first you need to survive. The first, perhaps 2 stints you're going to be doing at least 2 stops around this place today. You just want to keep your car on the wraps. Don't go for any crazy moves. It's not worth it, especially at the beginning. But then once the run starts going, well, that's when you can get a little bit more aggressive. And once you're done with your last pit stop, then it's all out. Go for it. Toss it everywhere you can, make any crazy moves that you want. But the first part of the race, it's a little bit about survival. Because even though we don't have that big of a field, it was 19 drivers that are registered today.
Yep.
We still might be getting a couple of wrecks, so you don't need to do anything crazy at the beginning of the race. Or at least that's how I would play it.
Well, we just watched Adam Blocker go right to the top of the provisional poll for a 219.666 miles per hour. And that's a very Dark Knight appropriate number there with the 666 at the end. But right next to him is his Power Slide teammate, Robert Maleshko, 219.556. His other teammate, Hugo Olson, 219.425. So the Power Slide guys are doing their support as best they can for Blocker, who is in the championship hunt here with Rashad Craig, who is provisionally 4th. And we just had qualifying wrap up. While we're gridding up here, here's all the IndyCar track records you need to know at Texas. The existing track record, believe it or not, is set by CART. When CART had their ill-fated race here back in 2001, they did have an official qualifying session. Kenny Breck set the record in 2001 qualifying for that Firestone Firehawk 600. He turned an official qualifying lap, believe it or not, of 233.447 miles per hour around this 1.5 mile oval under the old configuration. The RRL IndyCar track record set by Billy Boat in 1998 with a speed of 225.979 miles per hour. Of course, you might remember him and getting into winner's circle in the inaugural race here. And, of course, Arie Luyendyk walking in there and getting in the big brawl with A.J. Foyt. That is kind of what he is best known for around here. But the all-time IndyCar wins leader here, Scott Dixon, to no one's surprise, leads with 5. Helio Castroneves has 4. Sam Hornish has 3. Scott Sharp, Scott Goodyear, Will Power, and Josef Newgarden each have 2. We have many drivers who got a few of one of their few career wins here, such as Billy Boat, we mentioned, John Paul Jr., Jeff Ward, Thomas Scheckter. So really, anybody can win here. With that said, it's time to get ready to the garage area. It's time to go racing, and let's take a look at today's starting lineup from the Lone Star State.
All right, with a blistering lap time of 23.9, just a couple tenths quicker than, actually hundredths quicker than our RM3. It's Adam Blocker, who's second currently in the championship, trailing Rashad Craig by around 100 points. So he really needs to have a great day today, and for Rashad to have a bad one. And even then, that's not necessarily a given because, you know, there are drop weeks and whatnot, but I mean, that could only help his championship hopes. Oh, excuse me, I cannot speak. Joining him in the front row is Robert Molesca with another very quick lap time. Power slidings there, helping out Adam Blocker. Then we have in row 2 Hugo Olsen and Rashad Craig, the championship leader. Row 3, we see AJ Musselman and Jesper Orman. In row 4, we can find Tony Schowen and Zachary Kubler. Row 5, it's Joshua Tucker and Kevin Burrell. Row 6, we can find Mark Murphy and Peter Kubowski. Row 7, it's Graham Smith and Henry Bennett. In row 8, we can find Trey Shadid and Ryan Stark. Row 9, it's Carlos Fernandez and Alex Van de Zandt. A little low for his standards, so he's going to be fun to watch, trying to climb his way up from the 18th starting position.
Yep.
And shedding on the field is Laura Gerhardt, also very fast typically, so I mean, this is really a stacked field. All of these guys could potentially win the race, and nobody would bat tonight, honestly. We were looking at the strength of field. It's almost 4,300, so that should tell you how stacked it is.
Well, here we are. We're lining up down the backstretch here at Texas Motor Speedway into turns 3 and 4, which have not been, up to this point, really reconfigured. It's still holding back its 24 degrees of banking that it was built with. Turns 1 and 2 is 18 degrees of banking, a little bit flatter. They decided they thought that would make better racing around here. They thought wrong, but we shall see as the cars come off corner number 4. Pace car will pull down on the pit road, put the field under the command of Adam Blocker running in the number 2 car, and he will bring this field to green here at Texas. And there we go. Green flag in the air. Robert Molesca, RM3 on the outside. And those power slide cars are trying to block out this top 3. Here they go. Here goes Hugo Olsen, the Open Wheels 500 champion. He is now challenging for second. And here comes Rashad Craig. He's not going to let these guys get out of his side at all. This is like a super handicap match in wrestling. 3 versus 1, but he's trying to hold tough. And here comes his teammate, my friend Jesper Orman. He's going to ride up there with him, try to even out those numbers. Also trying to get up there as well, AJ Musselman. So we're going to go 3 on 3. So now we got a trios match.
Yeah, and it looks like they're not able currently to get away from each other. It might become a little bit of a pack race. We've seen that in the past before in Texas, although at one point the tires should fall off and give us a little bit more breathing room, but right now Jesper Orman is going for it.
So at the top we got power slide, IAR, power slide. Then we got Zachary Hubler. He's in the middle of the battle for that Division II championship and that team distinct livery. He is P7, AJ Musselman, IAR. Mark Murphy. And one of the privateers.
He's outside here.
He's on the outside, moving up to 8th.
And as we can see right now, the multiple groups that we can see in the sim, they are great for, side-by-side racing. And right now, AJ Musselman, he had to lift. He got a weird line there, and that allows Peter Kubowski by. He's down to P10 right now. From his starting position, he started P5, so
he's down.
He's
down 5 spots, and really here to start, everything's so close. And look at these multiple lines going through turns 1 and 2. Car to the bottom, Bennett. Car to the top, Tucker. Tucker gets the spot.
And now Bennett is trying to go by. Something's happening with AJ here.
I don't know, maybe did we see possibly a little wall contact that we missed somewhere? Henry Bennett, one of the power slide entries, trying to get up front to help support his teammates. Here comes Alex Van de Sande up to 13th. He's trying to get up front to help his power slide compatriots. So now they're trying
to not letting him by.
No, Burrell is not. Burrell is hanging tough on the high side, especially in turns 3 and 4, where the high side is not the fastest line. Here comes Alex inside.
Yeah, move on AJ.
Yeah, inside AJ. AJ goes to the high line. Alex goes on by. He's going to follow Henry Bennett, his teammate.
A little bit of a slide job, and it didn't work.
No, did not work that time. And AJ comes down right in front of him, cuts off the air, turns 3 and 4. Off the corner, through the quad oval area. Watching a battle for 12th currently right now at the moment between Alex Van de Sande and AJ Musselman. Josh Tucker moving up another spot, up to 9th. He's now side by side with Peter Kubutsky.
And it could also be a little bit of a trade-off of, hey, I'm not going to push that hard right now because the tires will fall off a tiny bit, but that tiny bit will be noticeable once the run is maybe around half of it, half around the stint or whatever. You're going to notice a little bit of tire fall off. So it could also be like, hey, I'm going to save tire, I'm going to save my stuff, I'm not going to be pushing so that I can be there at the end.
Jesper, apparently team orders are not a team order early here in the race. Jesper Orman getting the pass on his teammate for Rashad Craig, moving the Division I championship leader down to P5, losing precious points and spaces to Adam Blocker, who is his chief challenger, currently in P1, and he is being bracketed by his Team Powerslide teammates, who are basically his wingmen for his entire race. I don't really expect to see any of these Powerslide guys really race here very hard at all until possibly the end. And even then, I really think that they would probably be protecting for Blocker. And you know what? That's team racing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all within the rules.
It's a part of it, and if you have a lot of teammates around, that's going to be helpful. As we see just for Orman and Hugh Olsen battling right now for P3.
Yeah,
so
side by
Orman
side.
is going to get better of it. So he's a tiny, step by step moving forwards there.
Yep, up 3 spots. Jesper, who finished 4th in the Open Wheels 500. Jesper,
Tony Shawan just took a really wide line, lost a little bit of time. He was right on the 6 of Rashad Craig there, but now he's lost a couple of Carolines.
Probably got a little arrow push there. On the previous lap, we watched Jesper use the banking off of corner number 2 to roll down the racetrack, get a little bit of a run, get underneath Olsen there. Olsen now underneath, down low, coming off of corner number 2. We're running along with Jesper Orman, who has the position down the backstretch, looking at the gearbox of RM3 right in front of him. RM3 running high, kind of blocking that higher lane. Here comes Jesper. Jesper's just going to stick the nose in. He's there. Side by side of the finish line.
I think he thought of it, of making it 3 wide, but decided against it, especially because it's only lap 14. But I can already tell that he might be getting frustrated with Robert Moleskin there, because at the end of the day, he was getting dirty air no matter where he was on the track. So he went all the way to the tippy top in turns 1 and 2, and that cost him a little bit of time. And now Hugo Olsen is fighting back, and this is all 4 cars under a blanket as Olsen makes a move.
I just took a look at AJ Musselman, lost another position. He is back to 15th now, running the low side. Let's pop on board AJ here and see if he's just struggling early here, or we might possibly be down on speed. Here he is. He is in the blue range on 5th gear, in the 6th gear, crossing the start-finish line. Going to right the middle in turn 1, down the 4th gear. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Maybe he's just not handling right. Maybe he's just not down with really kind of the setup right now. He's waiting for the car to come to him. They could have a couple pit stops here to tweak their cars.
Yeah, maybe he needs a little bit of a wing adjustment or something, because I'm not sure that, if you were saving yourself, that's fine, but now he's also losing a little bit of touch with the guys in front of him. So he's around 7/10 behind Kevin Burrell, and that's the largest gap in the entire racetrack right now.
Here are the Indy Open standings. Rashad Craig, your leader. Adam Blocker is a second there. Kevin Burrell is third, and Chris Wilhite fourth.
Now, Jesper Orman trying the bottom right now. It didn't work. This power slide guys, they're doing a fantastic job staying together and really not giving any room for Jesper here. Taking the entirety of the track.
Here are your Division 2 point standings. Zachary Hubler, the Candyman Ron Stark, P2. AJ Pritchett, P3, not in today's race. Rob, not in today's race. Franchica, not in today's race. So a lot of these guys that you see here in the Division 2 championship, not in today's race. But the number 1 and number 2 combatants are, and they are fighting out. It is pretty close there, close enough that a good finish by Stark and a bad finish by Hubler might decide the championship right here and now. But there is the Division 2 championships. We'll take a look at Hubler here real quick, see where he is. He is in P10. There he is. And the Candyman Ryan Stark right there in the M&M's car. He is coming off the corner number 2 down the backstretch. He is in P14. So he still has a little ways to go in order to start making points on Hubler. Right now, he is losing points to Hubler in that Division 2 championship. Up front, it is still Adam Blocker, right being bracketed by his teammates Malechka and Olsen, heading down the backstretch.
In the meantime, I was keeping my eye out at Laura Gerhardt. She locks up. Oh, she wrecks. I was just looking at Laura Gerhardt. She was about to catch AJ Musselman there for P16. AJ is still dropping, but she got loose in the exit of turn 2, smacked the wall. No caution because she was really the last car on the lead lap. That's an really unfortunate thing that can happen. But, you know, it's part of racing here. The car can snap loose, especially on exit of 2.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that. I was talking in the pre-race show. We saw a lot of that when we had our inaugural broadcast of the IIS, which is actually one of our most viewed videos on all of Raceverse, all of our video collection, 275 total videos we have out there, and that is number 1. And there was a lot of cars very early on in that race having issues off of corner number 4 and making a slow start to that race. I don't know if you might remember, it was this man right here, Jesper Orman, who won that race. So we know Jesper knows how to get around Texas Motor Speedway.
She sure does. And all these guys up front, I mean, they are doing a fantastic job keeping it together and keeping it clean. We just saw Tony Schauen go by Rashad Craig, and Rashad was like, no, sir, I'm going to take that back. Great battle there for P5 right now. And also really important for Rashad to keep touch with the 4 guys in front.
Yes.
Because, you know, that's where Blocker is. And that's
Kowalski gets a good run off of corner number 2 down to the inside of Schauen. Not going to get him in 3. Up 10 spots, up into the top 10 now. P8, Alex VDS, Alex Vanacenter, good pal. He is doing the worst to first challenge.
in hard mode, because doing that in the top split, that's a whole different animal.
Yep.
Kubowski to the inside of Schauen. He's going to get the preferred lane here. He's going to get a position. And Vanison is going to come with him. But now you're going to be entering turn 1. They're going to be entering side by side. And really, you can play a race anywhere you want. And those are all valid lines. Especially the outside is really good.
Oh, something happened to Hugo Olsen wide off of corner number 2. And he is losing spots. Did he have to lift? Did he get a little loose moment? Let's go back in time.
Yeah, he got loose.
Let's go back in time and take a look here in the Wayback Machine. Oh, yes, he did. Watch this. Here we go. Whoa! Great save.
That was a monster of a save. You know, right now it's just taking a little bit of time to cool those tires off, make sure that everything's working fine. Take a breather, and then go back at it. He didn't even lose that much.
Definitely take a breather for sure.
And now Alex Vanderstand up to P7 and challenging Olsen there. He's going to be able to make the move here, I think.
Yeah, I think Olsen is trying to figure his car out a little bit. He might just give him – they're teammates right there. So he might just give him that position. Right now, teammates in 6th, 7th, and 8th. All together on that team power slide entries. Also involved with power slide, Henry Bennett in 11th. Very clearly that the power slide guys are trying to get up there and get in front of Rashad Craig, who is now P3. There is Rashad with his wingman, Jesper Orman. The only other IAR car in the lineup that can show any support to Rashad Craig is back in 16th, AJ Musselman, who we've seen already has been kind of struggling today since the start, although he is racing the Candyman there, and he is trying to get his nose underneath there in corner number 1. Has a good run through corner number 1 and 2. Underneath Ryan Stark down the back straight. Stark's going to have the momentum coming off the corner. Holds on to the position.
Yeah, he seems to be getting back just a tiny bit. Maybe he was doing what we're alluding to, and he was just saving his stuff. But these 3 guys, Shadid, Stark, and Musselman, they're 3 seconds back to Kevin Burrell there in P13.
Look at that run down on the low side there by AJ Musselman. Shoots, almost got the position outright, still losing momentum on the top side to Stark.
Yeah, that's not helping his stars at all. Yeah, I don't know. Something must have happened. I think he needs to make a tiny bit of change on the wing or something, because that car is not handling like he would want it to. He's going to the inside again. He's gonna wash up, but then Ryan Stark is gonna get the better exit here and the better run. They're gonna come side by side, but Stark is gonna be able to keep that position at least for now. Musselman getting a better run right now on Trey Shadid. They're gonna try and go almost 3 wide here.
AJ underneath Shadid. Shadid just kind of almost let him go, and then kind of, I think, might have got up into Stark's way, and Stark had to lift a little bit, and that kind of given the position now to Musselman. So we're just talking about the woes of Musselman. Musselman up 2 spots here in the last couple of laps, reeling him back in. Meanwhile, back up front, Adam Blocker is your leader. RM3 is P2. Jesper Orman up to P3. His teammate and championship leader, Rashad Craig, P4. And Peter Kowalski in the Barbie car, very appropriate for this holiday season. He is currently in P5. Right behind him, Alex Van de Sande up 12 spots from the worst first challenge. And Hugo Olsen currently in 7th after a bit of a scare off of turn 2 about 10 laps ago. 36 of 133 in the books. We're looking at about 50 laps for a fuel run here at Texas Motor Speedway. And definitely at least 2 stops. I think we might even see a 3rd for a splash if we stay green. We have been green the entire way since the start of this event. Thanks for joining us. Hey, so right now, folks, I do want to tell you that I know 35% of you are not subscribers, and I want you to change that now. But most importantly, we just have 2. That's it, just 2 subscribers to go to get to the magical 1,000 mark. So you can help us by hitting that subscribe button right now. Will that 1,000th subscriber be you? Hit the button and find out. We cannot get there without you. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future Race First iRacing broadcasts. And if I take a look at the live count currently, we are now at still 998. So some of you out there need to hit that button for us.
Yeah, it would be great to do it on the championship week to get to that magical 1,000 number. And yeah, like you said, Gary, it could be you. So smash that button. Do us a solid. So if it goes green, we should be looking at around 48, 49 laps. Well, we think that like 45 to 50 laps. 50 is pushing it, though. I don't think they're going to be able to make that lead it that far. But if somebody is saving a little fuel, you just might. So you would be doing that around like 47, 48. And then again, you know, just whenever you're good to go to the end, that window will open around lap 80 something, 85. And then you should be good to go to the end. So that's if everything goes green, because I'm not sure that tires are going to be that big of a difference right now. I'm not seeing that much tire fall off, honestly.
Now we got a bit of a 3-car breakaway happening up front between Blocker, Belechka, and Orman. There's Laura Gerhardt on the apron there, just nursing a Seca car at the moment. Rashad Craig in P4, kind of by himself at the moment, kind of being bracketed a little bit by Kubutsky and Hugo Olsen, but has the position nevertheless. Alex Vanderson up to 7th. Mark Murphy, well, I called him an independent. He's not so much an independent anymore. Actually, he is one of the new Race First drivers for the upcoming Lionheart Series. He will be racing with me as my teammate in the Lionheart Speedway Series, and he's side by side with another Lionheart Speedway Series participant, Tony Schowen. Team Power Slide versus, well, future Team Race First side by side through the quad oval area. There you see both of the Team Distinct cars side by side, and both of these cars are involved in a championship, and they want to give each other a wide berth. Do not want to wreck your teammate. Each one of you are involved in the championship.
Yeah, what was that golden rule? Do not wreck your teammate.
Yeah, that is rule 1 of racing your teammate. Yeah. and then rule 2 is see rule 1 is how that tends to work. So, yeah, do not wreck your teammate. And we see from the perspective of Zachary Hubler, who is way up in the high groove, and we just seen a netcode incident there right in front of him for Mark Murphy. Mark Murphy did a bit of a blink.
Looks like Ryan Stark already on pit road. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it to the end, though.
Yeah, got him on pit road. Looks like routine service down and away. 45 is about the minimum.
Yeah, I would wager that it's a little too early, but he's gone now. So yeah, I mean, sharpening could also work to give yourself a tiny bit of breathing room and clean track. So you should be able to make and lay down some really fast laps and try and catch up a tiny bit. So maybe that's what he was going for.
And there's
Murphy now hitting.
I mean, there's basically 3 races going on here at the moment. You have the race, the lead for the race itself, which is Adam Blocker. Then you have the Division 1 championship race, which is Blocker, Craig, and Burrell. And then you have the Division 2 championship, which is Stark and Hubler. Hubler, Stark, all he really needs to do is his race is to finish. He's not going to win this race. Yeah, unless there's a lot of, and he gets a lot of luck, and there's probably some attrition here. Chances are where he's running right now, and it is still early, it could change, but where he's running right now, the percentage of him winning this race outright is probably a pretty slim number. But his race right now is with this guy up in the P10, Zach Hubler. That's the guy he needs to race. So that's the guy he's ultimately probably watching on his relative. That is the guy he wants to do. Blocker is hitting pit road.
Yep. And everyone else stays out. That's interesting. Even the entirety of his teammates.
Well, remember, Blocker was basically leading the entire time, so he had the clean air. Yeah, so he was burning more fuel. So that gives the lead over to RM3. RM3 now your leader right there at the line. Right behind him, Jesper Orman. There's a little bit of a gap between himself and Orman, about 7/10. Still, the draft is there, but he's starting to pull away from that crew. And there's Rashad Craig in P3, and he's just staying right with his teammate. And as they say in Top Gun, you never leave your wingman. And that's kind of what he's doing right there. He's sticking with his wingman. Here's RM3 off of the banking in corner number 4, and he is down pit road. RM3 on pit road for scheduled service right about where we said it would be, lap 50-ish.
And something that I didn't mention, we were watching that Hugo Olsen had his moment, and but at some point he was like, no, the car is fine. And he went back up. He went by Peter Kubowski, and he's now basically just there in the lead group with Jesper Orman and Rashad Craig. So that's, he's able to just, bam, that quickly change back his mindset and be like, no, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to pass all these guys.
Race First coverage of the Indy Open Series Championship is sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups. Visit teamwatsonracing.com for all the setups you need for the Open Series here on the iRacing service. Use the code Watson39 for 5% off your next purchase. I want to thank James Watson and his team for their ongoing support of our Indy Open coverage this season. Maybe we'll see him for next season. And that's one thing we're going to talk about. We will probably be around for next season. So Indy Open Series coverage for the championship for next season will continue here on Race First on Saturdays at 1 p.m. in 2 weeks as we open the season for the Series Championship. Oh, everybody under braking coming up before. Yeah. Saw them all twitch. We'll resume at Road America in 2 weeks when we all reset everything back to zero. Yeah. Sean Craig.
Such a beautiful track.
It is, and it's one of our favorites, and it's just a staple of the IndyCar schedule. All these drivers hitting pit road, scheduled service, full tank of fuel, 18.5 gallons, 4 new Firehawk tires, slapping them on, getting ready to roll, and Jesper Orman getting the edge over the 3 that came on the pit road. So just as they entered pit road, they come off pit road.
Blocker is gone. So he went by blazingly fast. He now has at least a 2.5 seconds lead over RM3, and it's still building on Orman. So, wow, I mean, that short pit in that helped.
Here are your fastest laps at the moment. Looks like a 2:17.6 by Malechka is currently the fastest lap. Stark with the 2:17.7. There it is. There's your purple lap at the moment, Ryan Stark. So unfortunately, that doesn't pay any points, but we know he's fast, and we know that he just recently pitted, so he probably did that on those new tires. 2:17.7. Ryan Stark, your purple lap at the moment. Last laps by for a lot of these drivers. Blocker 2:15. Malechka 2:17. Jesper Orman at 2:15, Kubutsky 2:15. A lot of cars in the 2:15 to 2:14 bracket. A little bit further back, Van de Sant there at 2:16. He's the fastest car in the mid-pack at the moment.
So now that everything has cycled through, we have 2 small groups, or, well, 2 groups. We have the first one with Blocker and Malechka leading. They're really the only ones that are together on right at the front, and then we have Orman, Kubowski, Olsen, Rashad Craig, and Alex Van de Sant. That's another group, 5 cars.
And then we should give a shout out, not to cut you off there, but you mentioned Kubowski. He is up 8 spots, and he did not go to pit road with these guys. He's on a separate schedule, and he is up now with these guys. So that was an awesome pit road strategy for Kubowski, who's now up to P4, and Alex Van de Sant attached to the tail end of this group in P7, up 11 spots, and we know that he could definitely do fast pit stops, but if there's anyone that can do a fuel conservation run, there's that man right there, and he's just kind of riding out.
Yeah, no, he's doing a great job. I mean, we have to remember he started almost shotgun in the field, and he's up 11 spots, hanging in here with this group. That's really all he needs to do as of now. We still have another pit stop to go. We definitely need to see what they're gonna try and do, because we just said that short pitting helped Adam Blocker. It didn't really help Mark Murphy or Ryan Stark that also tried it. So yeah, I think it's more about your pit cycle, how fast you were on pit entry, pit exit, how aggressive you were while entering the pits, etc. All that stuff that adds up. Any 10th really matters here, because right now they're out of draft. This second group with Jesper Orman. They're just losing time every single lap, and it's not because they are doing anything wrong, but because they are no longer in touch with the leaders.
Orman with the move to the inside to hold the position on Hugo. Hugo wants by. He really wants to get up with his teammates right there. This group, 3.7 now coming up to 3.8 on a deficit to the leaders, the top 2 in front of them. So you're right, they are losing time, although that last lap they made some time. Let's see if these guys are going to start working together. Right now, it doesn't look like they are playing well with others, but they might need to think about the greater good if they want to catch up to Blocker and RM3. If you're just joining us, this is Race First coverage of the Saturday 1 p.m. Eastern top split of the Indy Open Series Championship. with coverage sponsored by Team Watson Racing. We're coming to you from Texas Motor Speedway. We've completed 63 of 133 scheduled. If you haven't done so already, today is your last opportunity to donate to our Race First Indy Open Broadcast Fund. If you're watching and haven't donated to the program, we would greatly appreciate your support. Donations can be made via the GoFundMe link in the description. Do that now, and we would greatly appreciate your support to close out this season on a high note here at Texas.
I was looking at the standings and found Tony Schowen way down there in P17. I was wondering what happened, so I went back. While exiting the pits after his service, he got a little loose. The car went to the wall, and unfortunately, I think that means race over for him. He's still in the pits. I think they're still trying to fix his car, but that's pretty much about it for Schowen there, who was doing a great job there in the top 10.
And I never see Schowen's car on pit road, unfortunately. He was here to support his team Power Slide teammates, and looks like he will be unfortunately done for the day in P17, showing 16 cars still on the lead lap. Carlos Fernandez, there it is. Here he is in that black and white and red car. He is currently P16, one lap down. Henry Bennett in the team Power Slide entry. Kind of hanging out here in the back here with AJ Musselman, Trace Shadid, Josh Tucker. Ooh, big wiggle for Henry Bennett there, getting by AJ for 14th. Now Henry on the high side, looking at Shadid here.
This battle between Rashad Craig, Hugo Olsen, and Jesper Orman just is heating up. Jesper was able to make it by, then Hugo was able to make it by, and now Rashad is leading this group. Like you were saying, if they work together, maybe they would be able to catch Blocker and Molesky, but they seem to be doing anything but. and that's kind of what Hugo Olsen has to do, as a teammate to Blocker and Molesky. He's better off just being that nuisance for Orman and Rashad Craig.
Yeah, Jesper needs to play a role of spoiler here at the moment to kind of be that bee that buzzes around your face and you're like, stop it. Yeah. and then all the while, you've lost track of what you're doing, and that and the losing track of what you're doing in this case is Olsen losing track of Rashad Craig here and allowing Craig to kind of get a little bit of a buffer on this group as he tries to at least secure as many points as possible to head into the clubhouse here, because we won't have a definite idea that he has a championship. We have a good idea that he might have the championship at the end of this race, but heading into the clubhouse as the leader, wrapping this week up, is very important. So this is the last chance, or more than likely, that they're going to have a race with a SOF strong enough where, also going to take a look to the inside, sticking his wheels down there, just like we saw at Charlotte in the Indy Racing League race when we had Buddy Lazier do that.
I mean, that's bringing Alex Van der Sande back tiny bit. They all went by Kubowski. I think Kubowski right now is at the point of, I'm just going to wait and see what these guys do.
Yeah.
they're being really aggressive. So
everybody in the top six has skin in the game, so to speak. They have a mission. They're there to support a bigger cause. Right now, Kubowski doesn't. He's like, well, if these guys are going to support themselves and then in the process wreck themselves, I'll just cruise on by.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the smart strategy, especially because you're not going to lose time to these guys. You're going to stay with them if you're in the draft. So it's a really smart play to just, save your stuff, don't push, maybe save a little fuel even, and just stay with them. And maybe they make a mistake and something happens, and then you can capitalize. Or you just stay with them, and then at the end of the run or at the end of the stint, you can be aggressive and get some of these spots back.
There's not
it's great racing so far. It's so entertaining watching Craig and Olsen and Jesper Orman going at it.
And here is a view from Peter Kubowski looking at these guys really dogfighting in front of him. So IndyCars, they only have a few spots where you can put sponsorship where it can actually be seen. And one of the places that we've seen them put sponsorship, especially when they hit the high bank tracks, and back in the IRL days when they were on a lot of high bank tracks, were right on top of the side pods. And seeing that Toys R Us sponsorship on top of that Barbie car makes me very, very sad because, they're no longer around anymore. So
yeah. That's a bummer. Oh, Vanderson got a little tight and almost hit the wall there on exit of 2. That's yeah. I mean, the dirty air still plays a role here. I mean, on one hand, it's gonna help you stay together with this group and whoever is in front of you, but on the other hand, it's still gonna give you a tiny bit of dirty air. So if you're not careful, it's gonna tighten up your car, and you might be heading for the wall. So something to keep in mind.
76 laps in the book, all clean and green. Only one incident that we've seen so far. Laura Gerhardt getting loose off of corner number 2 and hitting the inside wall. She has since retired. We saw Hugo Olsen go about 45 degrees of wackiness and recovered it. Lost a couple of positions, but he is still in this race, as you see there, and the gold car, the current reigning and defending Open Wheels 500 champion right there. Man, that guy was fast. I was spotting for Jesper in that race, and those guys, the top 3, and we finished 4th. Those guys in the top 3 were so fast. They were so slippery in the air. You know, these open setups just still, you know, there's certain things in these open setups that remain a mystery that the Powerslide team really has a good grasp of. And man, he was just really, really fast and slippery in Indianapolis.
Yeah, for sure. A good setup really can make your race so much easier. And yeah, this Powerslide guys, they're really good at setting up the car. The IndyCar for maximum efficiency, and I was looking. Olsen just did the fastest lap of the race. The purple lap, it belonged to Stark. Well, it no longer does. It's now for Hugo Olsen, who did a 24 flat. Wow. Very fast around this place.
Let's take a look at that, and the battle for the lead is starting to heat up. We'll take a look at that right now too. But Olsen, a 2:18.4. Man, that's really moving around here. That's right up near qualifying lap speeds. But last lap by for a lot of this group. Malechka.
Olsen in the wall. He might have gotten away with it, but maybe he's damaged.
Well, I don't know. It's costing them some momentum at the moment. We might have to roll back the coverage because we were just watching Malechka start to reel in a blocker as Malechka was faster by 1/10 on that lap. We'll check this out. Well, let's ride along with Hugo Olsen here on the roll bar, and I think he gets the wash, and oh, that's a hard hit. It snaps back. It's a hard hit, but it snaps back. He might have got lucky,
but so far, I mean, I don't think he's super damaged. Maybe he has a tiny bit of damage, but so far he's still able to keep pace-ish. With Van Assen and Kubowski. We'll see if he gets out of drafting range, if he really does have any
Olsen,
damage.
5/10 up to Van de Sant, and that is growing now 6/10 up to Van de Sant.
So he was 2/10 slower than VDS and Peter Kubowski there. Let's see if that trend holds, or if he's just feeling his car out like he did when he almost lost it a couple of laps ago.
We're riding along. The current reigning and defending Open Wheel Series champion, not Open Wheel Series, it's the Open Wheel 500 champion.
So only a 10th this time by. Let's see. But I mean, he's still going a tiny bit slower than these guys. It was a hard hit.
It was a very hard and definite hit, that is for sure.
I would be surprised if there's no damage, honestly.
Expecting to see pit stops here real soon for Ryan Stark, who is 40 laps into his current run. He's about 10 laps away or so from possibly pitting. Car to the inside. Here coming to turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's Carlos Fernandez.
That's Fernandez.
You know, Fernandez reminds me of Adrian Fernandez. Loved seeing him in
well, this track back when and we are under caution, and I'm not sure where we are caution-wise, but we're just seeing everybody slowing down. Okay, so go back to Fernandez, and we will see if he had a moment that caused the caution to come out. And folks, they're going to stop. You know they're going to stop. So Fernandez. Well, let's see what happened.
He just lost it.
Yeah, he just comes in hot. That slippery apron gets up onto the racing. Yeah, I got up onto the racing surface, and that's what caused the yellow right there.
Yeah, but he wasn't even going that fast. I think what happened is he might have gotten the wall like we saw Hugo do, and probably that car was crabbing, and so when he was there on the apron, it snapped loose for him, even if he wasn't going that fast, and that was it. So now it's an entirely new race.
Yeah, really, it's a new race.
Blocker was super happy with this and how it was shaping up, because he was going to be able to just make it to the end, no problem at all, have a massive lead over third place, only have to worry about RM3, but now they are all going to the pits, and they're going to be together again all the way from here to the end.
We're watching pit road. There's Blocker, Malechka right behind him. Rashad Craig of the silver and green car down in the pit, running through the pit lane area. There we see Jesper Orman in the navy blue and gold car. Let's see if Hugo Olsen might be a longer pit stop with some damage being fixed. Jesper down and away. Jesper gets out in P3. So actually he jumps his teammate. We have Vanessant getting around Olsen. Actually, he held station around Olsen. Kubutsky loses a spot. Burrell now P8. Mark Murphy now P9. Josh Tucker has worked his way up in the top 10. He is now in P10. Candyman Ryan Stark there, P11, up 5 spots. Henry Bennett, P12. Stark now is in front of Hubler. That is key to the Division 2 championship. Yeah. AJ Musselman now P14. And Trey Shadid, they're on the backstretch. Teammate to Mark Murphy. He is P15. Those are all your cars on the lead lap.
And it was also lucky for Shadid and Musselman. They were next in line to be lapped by Blocker and Malechka. So yeah, this is a new race. Basically now it's turned into a small sprint race, because everything that happened before doesn't matter.
Well, while we're under caution, we'll take a chance here to pay the bills, as we like to say, and go side by side with Team Watson Racing Setups. All right, and we are back, and once more, we want to thank Team Watson Racing Setups. Visit teamwatsonracing.com for all the setups you need for the various iRacing Open Series and more. User code Watson39, WATSON39, for 5% off your next purchase. And we want to thank James Watson and his team for their ongoing support of our Indy Open coverage this season. And there is one of their cars you see right there, Joshua Tucker in 10th. Kevin Burrell, another Team Watson Racing affiliated car, there in P9. Zachary Hubler in P13. So their setups have worked their way up into the mid-pack. Might be worth your time when they start selling IndyCar setups to take a look at Team Watson Racing setups. Meanwhile, up at the front, getting ready to go green, Adam Blocker is your leader. Pretty much led all day. His wingman RM3 has really not let him go very far. He is the Iceman to the Maverick here, and he will be probably defending and trying to keep Jesper Orman from attacking and allowing a Rashad Craig there to sneak on by and get up to P2 and get right behind Adam Blocker. That will really make the championship a push here, at least as a result of coming out of any championship change here at the race. Kind of a push, because we really need Blocker to finish multiple positions ahead of Rashad to make up any possible difference. Right now, as I was kind of talking to Mark Murphy during the Fixed Series Championship, which he wrapped up. He is the back-to-back series champion there now. He basically said, I'm not sure what to do. And I said, just keep the leader in sight. Just keep the leader in sight. That's the biggest thing, is keeping that leader in sight, not letting that leader get away. Everybody lining up against the wall. Blocker taking his time. Of course, that lower line down there is going to save himself some precious drops on fuel, if that's what he's thinking that he's going to do. We were right there where if this last stop, this might get him home.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be able to. It's 43 to go. Green is out. Green is back out of the I had to check up a tiny bit.
Well, I think the top two kind of checked up a little bit and caused Jesper to check up, which caused Rashad to check up, which caused Alex Van der Sande to check up. So I think a little games being played at the front, but that's okay. That's gamesmanship. You can do that if you're the leader.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's playing into what we were talking about. The first two scenes don't matter. Just keep your car safe, under wraps, everything fine. And now, right now, it's time to go. This is 41 to go. So it's all or nothing right now. Orman fighting RM3.
Yeah, Orman kind of keeping RM3 down low, kind of affecting the way they enter turn 3. Here we go.
It's a great run. He even puts a couple tires into the grass.
Yeah, very reminiscent of the very first Texas race, or the very first IndyCar Charlotte race, where they kept clipping that grass.
Side by side again with RM3. He's going to be able to close it out, but he's boxed in. Nowhere for him to go right now.
And, I figured Rashad might go with his teammate, but he doesn't. He's going to stay high. 4 different lines through turns, through 1 and 2.
RM3 trying to fight back. Van der Sande had to lift a tiny bit, and that allows Rashad Craig to go really, really close to the top 3. Look at them spread out. They take so many different lines. It's a lot of fun to drive around this place.
Super close wheel-to-wheel racing here. Oh, we might have contact. That puts RM3 into the wall. There's contact between, on the right rear, of Jesper and RM3. Jesper has to lose a little bit of momentum. That's going to lose Alex Van der Sande on through to now be the new wingman for his teammate. And here comes, Rashad Craig up to P3. It does now Jesper have any damage?
I don't think Jesper has any damage, but I'm looking at the replay right now. I think RM3 does have a lot of damage right now. I mean, yeah.
Let's go back.
I would say that this time around it is on Jesper though. He went up a tiny bit, just expecting to arc the corner a little bit better, but RM3 was there, and he cannot make his car disappear. So I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but it's definitely on Jesper.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a better possible angle of that. This might be your best angle right here, right off the tail wing, or looking out the tail wing off the roll bar. And here we go. It did cost him some momentum, and that's going to allow Alex on the bottom side to go through. But we're back up to full speed here, back to live pictures.
Yeah, but now Rashad Craig is making a move on Van der Sande and gets a good run on Blocker.
And
there.
he's got the move on Van der Sande,
here.
and now he's looking at Blocker. So a whole new ball game up front now, folks.
Yeah, RM3 was doing a spectacular job of being that wingman. He was just in the way, in the exact way that you needed him for nobody else to be able to challenge really Blocker. And now that he's gone, Rashad Craig is able to attack. So it's an entirely new race. That's so fun that we're able to watch different things develop. And
looking out
don't count Orman out. He's right behind these guys.
Here comes Alex to the high side. Is he going to go for the lead, or is he going to defend for his teammate?
I think he's trying to mimic what RM3 was doing. We'll see if he keeps it like that, or if he's like, nah, I'm gonna take it. No, he's doing exactly what RM3 was doing. He's just not he's not on the tire threads of blocker. He's just a tiny bit in front, a tiny bit higher, and
Jesper.
that doesn't allow anyone to do a run in there, or at least complete the run.
Yeah, Jesper on the high side through turns 1 and 2 gets a big run, tucks back underneath his teammate. Here's Kubutski now at the P5. Hugo Olsen hanging out here in P6. Kevin Burrell very quietly. Team Distinct, their cheerleaders are in chat. The 12th ranked car here up the P7. And he is trying to make up some ground here in the Division 1 championship. Meanwhile, the Division 2 championship, well, here's Ryan Stark, the Candyman. He is currently in a battle with Josh Tucker for 10th. And Zachary Hubler is 2 cars behind him. And he is not gaining at the moment. So right now, Hubler in danger of losing points. Critical points to Ryan Stark here in the Division 2 championship finale. Stark now up to 11th. And he's taking the high side through turns 1 and 2. Gonna get a big run down the backstretch.
Ooh, Burrell made him trying to make a slide job on Hugo Olsen. Didn't stick, but we're seeing some new cars, new drivers joining this battle up front. I mean, Kubutski is not that far from this lead group. And something else is Hugo Olsen. He was lucky. The car doesn't seem to have any damage. I was looking at him on the pit stop. He didn't have to stay any further or waste any more time, and he's up to speed. I mean, maybe he's not necessarily as fast as the guys in front, but he's able to keep up, and no problem at all. I'm currently running P6.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Race Versus coverage of the Saturday 1 p.m. Eastern top split of the Indy Open Series Championship, with coverage sponsored by Team Watson Racing. Coming to you from Texas Motor Speedway, where Adam Blocker, the Dark Knight, is currently your leader. With just a little less than 30 laps to go. Hey, show your support of Raceverse. Be like this guy, Ryan Stark, the Candyman. Become a member of our Patreon page today. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We only have 2 more people to go to get to 1,000. I got to check that live count real quick. But it could be you. If you don't know, and that red button is red right now, and you don't turn it gray, you won't know until you push that button. Push that button. Maybe you could be our 1,000th subscriber today. Do it right now, so you don't miss out on the next race. And we're still at 998.
Oh, I was expecting the big number to have shown up, but okay, it's only 2. We'll get there soon enough. I was watching RM3. That's such a bummer. He was doing such a pristine race, being the wingman of Blocker. And really, they were gone. So if that caution doesn't come out, I mean, they would be sitting pretty right now, being 1 and 2. Instead, he has a lot of damage. He's averaging a second lower per lap. So right now he's P15, and he's probably gonna go a lap down in maybe around 20 laps. He might be able to make it to the end without being lapped. But that's such a bummer. He was doing a spectacular job.
Well, right now, we got Alex Van de Sant playing Robin to Adam Blocker's Dark Knight, who is our leader. Will this dynamic duo be able to lock out the top 2? We're coming to 23 laps to go here.
And it also seems that incident really spread everyone out just a tiny bit.
Yeah, that was enough to really get a lot of people to check up. And once you lift a little bit, that might as well be hitting the brakes.
Yeah, all your momentum is gone, so you're going to lose a lot of time. And I think we're seeing that right now with everyone, because there's a tiny bit of separation between each one of the cars, maybe between 2 to 4 tenths between each other. So they're close. They're very close together, but they're not able to be attacking each other right now.
Now, the question is, can Blocker make it the whole way? He has been the leader the whole way. Remember, he has not made it to the 50-lap mark while racing, and he pit earlier than everyone when we had that green flag stop. Of course, we had the caution where everyone pitted there. Can Blocker get all the way to the end? He is 25 laps under his current stint, and we now have 20 laps to go. So that puts him right in the 45-lap neighborhood. Can he make it? My gut is these guys at Powerslide know what they're doing, and he probably can, but maybe for the sake of drama, we'll leave it open for anybody's interpretation.
Yeah,
and we have 999 subscribers, so thanks for
there
whoever
we
just
go.
subscribed. One to go.
One more.
One more. Can we get it here in the next 20 laps?
So yeah, and you're right. I mean, it might be open to interpretation and drama and whatnot, but we saw him pit at around lap 47. But I think there were a couple of laps where RM3 took the lead from him, so he might have been able to save a tiny bit of fuel there. And right now he hasn't had that chance at all. I think he's good to go to the end.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't know. You never know. If you're burning a little bit more fuel, and if for whatever reason you didn't fill it up to the top, there is still something that could be affecting. Because, as you know, these cars are so weight sensitive that if you know that you're going to be able to make it with X amount of fuel, you're going to go for the least amount of fuel possible to make it to the end, to make the car lighter. So if for whatever reason there is a tiny bit of miscalculation, or maybe you have half a gallon that you decided that, I'm going to be able to do it because I'm going to let my teammate lead a couple of laps and I'll stay behind him. Maybe that was the plan, and that could have been thrown down the drain for now. So there is definitely some drama involved, although I think he's going to be able to make it.
117 of 133 laps, and it's no longer a drama anymore. We have just cleared the 1,000 subscriber mark. So thank you for just who became our 1,000 subscriber, and it's a huge milestone. I have been counting subscribing for the better part of the last year to get us from like 600 to 1,000, and now we've finally hit that milestone. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, that has been a huge relief to see that 1,000 mark here, running on the roll cage of Adam Blocker, who is this top two starting to pull away. But thank you for all of our subscribers who have taken time out of their busy schedules to come watch a single race versus race, multiple race versus race. Or maybe you're a fan, maybe you're a family member of one of these drivers out here. Thank you very much. You make it all worthwhile. We do this for fun. We don't do this for much money. And we just love bringing you IndyCar action. We love IndyCar, and thanks for joining us and being a part of that, and being part of one of our 1,000 subscribers now. 120 of 133, getting to the closing stages here at Texas Motor Speedway in the final round of the Indy Open Series Championship for Season 4 of 2022.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's so exciting. We are finally through that 1,000 subscribers. That's so amazing. Thank you, everyone that has subscribed. And, hoping you're enjoying a great race. I was looking at something that's happening right now, and it's that Blocker has caught RM3 back to lap him, so that's going to help him a tiny bit. He's going to be able to ride around in the back of him for maybe
exactly that long right there. Yeah.
But there you go. So that never mind, didn't say anything. RM3 is going to slot back in behind him, but I think he has way too much damage to keep up pace. And you're right. I mean, these cars, they have separated. Rashad Craig right now is a second and a half behind Bandits and not looking to be making any gains right now. Kubowski right now making a move on Hugo Olsen there for P5. Kubowski really wants to get the top 5. Great move there.
Yeah, I think, and we'll put the camera here on Rashad Craig. He's going to not win the battle, but I think where he finishes, and if he can keep his pace and his side of those leaders, he will win the war. He is going to probably come home third here, but let's not put the jinx on him. He, of course, is in the green car as well, so I've told him he jinxed himself when he did that. But we'll see if he can bring the thing home. Malechka's giving a wide berth. Wonder Malechka's going to give. I
don't think
he's going to give any edge to Jesper whatsoever there. And Jesper on by. Looks like Robert has a bad left front wing plane. I don't know if that happened during. And now he slows down and let everyone by. I think, I don't know if he got that during this run or they just chose not to get it repaired and took off.
No, he didn't even pit.
Oh, he didn't pit? Okay, so if he never pitted, then he is just running around with damage that incurred on that lap. So now 9 laps to go in this Indy Open Series season. We are watching the series leader currently in P3, very comfortably in P3, has his teammate as a bit of a buffer between himself and Kubutsky in P5. Been a bit of a slugfest today. Only one caution, but hard driving all the way around. Adam Blocker has been pretty much your leader all day long, with the exception of the green flag pit stops that happened during the first stint. Alex Van de Sant, I've seen him do this a lot, especially in like the VOR series and some other series that I've seen him run. We're just kind of, you know what, I'm going to start at the end, and I'm going to do the worst to first challenge. Up 16 spots. Alex do a little flex here as he does his role of going from worst to first, or at least to the last row to first. Up 16 spots here, up to P2. 6 laps to go here in the Series Championship. Blocker with a pretty solid lead. I really don't think that his teammate's going to challenge him. It's probably team orders, probably saying don't do it. Just sitting there, running in formation, making sure that if something should happen and Craig starts making up time, that he's there to be a little bit wider blockage for Craig.
Yeah, but I don't think that even if Alex wanted to catch Adam there, he would be able to. At this point in the run, we've gone, what, 43 laps?
42 laps this time by for Blocker on the stint.
Yeah, so, I mean, we were talking that, you know, there's not that much of a tire fall-off, and that's true. But at this point in the race, at this point in the stint, it is noticeable. And that's why you see that Rashad Craig is losing time to these two guys, and also there's the gap between Van de Sant and Blocker is getting a little higher and a little larger every single lap. So yeah, even if he wanted to, Blocker has the advantage of being in clean air, having the best tires of the group, and even if you're taking different lines because this place allows you to, you're still going to be behind them in 3 and 4. And that definitely plays a little bit of a role to damage your tires, to degrade them a little bit. And yeah, I think right now, unless there's something catastrophic for Blocker, he's got it in the bag.
2 to go. Just running them out for Blocker
right now. Yeah.
The Dark Knight. The reason I call him the Dark Knight, everyone, is just when I see his car, it always reminds me of the Batmobile with those colors. I don't know why, but there he is right there.
White flag is out for Blocker one more time around. He's going to bring it home and really help his matters on the championship, although Rashad Craig did a great job finishing P3. So a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory, but still a victory for Blocker.
Corner number 4, Blocker gets the win, so he wins the battle. Rashad Craig in third. He might have just won the war. There could be possibly your Indy Open Series champion for this season right there, Rashad Craig. And remember, when we started doing these broadcasts, especially in the IIS, he was an independent, and we were telling teams, pick this guy up. And IAR reached out to him and picked him up, and he might have just actually given IAR their biggest championship to date with the Indy Open Series Championship, one of the most prestigious of all the series championships on iRacing. And he is going to line up at the start-finish line, and he might be doing some he's going to see here for a screenshot, or is he going to do some donuts?
Maybe double burnout. Blocker is burning it down right now because he won the race. And Rashad, they're waiting a tiny bit, maybe waiting for his turn.
We'll see what happens on with the champions here. We have Blocker doing his for, of course, winning the battle. But I think the war goes to Rashad Craig there, and then a number 11 IAR car.
And I don't think we mentioned it that much, but really, what a flawless race from Blocker. I mean, he did everything to perfection, even with that caution that came a little bit of not the best time, especially because he had all that advantage over third place. But he still kept his cool, and he never really was in danger of losing these races.
Right.
Congratulations, I mean,
yeah,
what a race.
It was really Blocker's to lose, it seemed, all day long. Blocker, your winner. Van de Sant, his teammate, running 2. For P2 there, up 16 spots there, your biggest gainer today. Rashad Craig, your series champion, more than likely here, entering the clubhouse for the remainder of the weekend for P3. Jesper Orman, P4, Kubutsky, P5. Hugo Olsen with a moment off of corner number 2. Never really recovered, but still was in the mix in P6. Josh Tucker, great run from him, up a couple spots to P7. Kevin Burrell, solid run for the championship. Not enough, I think, to get it this time, but watch this man in the future. The best sideburns and beard in all of iRacing. Kevin Burrell right there in P8. Henry Bennett very quietly to P9. Trace Shadid, teammate there to Mark Murphy. Good top 10. Hubler 11th. Musselman recovers to 12th. Murphy 13th. The Candyman Ryan Stark 14th. He loses distance to there the Hubler. And it might be enough for Hubler to get that Division 2 championship. Robert Malichka in 15th. Fernandez, Smith, Schowen, and Gerhardt running out the remainder of this top 19. Well, is there anybody that wants to be in chat to talk with us? We shall see.
We shall see.
And we do have... We have Jesper, and I know Jesper is going to be good for good for a quote. So we might bring. We'll see if anyone else, any of the other guys, pop in. I know Rashad might be doing some celebrating, so maybe he won't. Alex normally shows up, but they might be doing a bit of a debrief at the moment. There's Adam Blocker as well. So let's go ahead and bring him up, our winner for today. And there's Alex Van de Sant. Actually, let's go ahead and bring up Alex first. Hey, Alex, welcome to the booth. Man, were you doing the first challenge? Is that what your goal was today?
No, I ran out of fuel on my qualifying.
Oh, really?
That was,
yeah. Now, how ironic is that with you? You've known to win races by fuel mileage, and you ran out of fuel on your qualifying run.
Yeah, it happens.
Nobody's perfect, right? But man, you reeled them all in. I mean, what was it like with the traffic? I mean, you have, of course, those multiple lines through turns 1 and 2, and that's really your most of your opportunity, because really through turns 3 and 4, it's down low. Was it just hunting for the best line to pass everybody through 1 and 2? Is that it?
Pretty much, yeah. I just had to guess what people in front of me were gonna do. I was able to get through the field and save my tires a bit, so that helped towards the end of that first run, like once we got to the first green flag stops. So yeah, just a relatively small field, fortunately. If that had happened in like a full field, I that would have been much more difficult. But
right.
I was able to just get by people early and keep up all that momentum.
How do you save your tires when you're trying to race that many cars in the mid-pack?
Lifting early and just letting the car kind of roll through the corner. You still want to keep it like on the limit of grip, but you can give up a little bit on entry to have a bit more speed on exit, and then that just keeps the heat down, or the temperature in the tires down.
My last question before I turn it over to Antonio. Once you got the second, were you ever going to challenge Blocker, or were there team orders to kind of maximize Blocker's points and try to get him this Open championship?
I mean, the goal was, to help Adam get the championship. If I had an opportunity at the end, I might have gone for it. But with Rashad right there, we were pulling away. We just wanted to kind of secure at least 1-2 for the race. But if Adam made a mistake, I would have taken it. But there wasn't going to be a whole lot I was going to be able to do in the first place.
What's the likelihood of Adam making a mistake, though?
Yeah, that's it.
Antonio, you got any questions for Alex?
Yeah, just real quick, Alex. Well, first of all, congratulations on that drive. That was amazing to watch you gain 16 spots from your starting position. And I was wondering, when you were there with Jesper and RM3, they just saw the incident. You had the best view of the entire track on that. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I don't really know what happened there, but I just saw an opportunity and took it. I went low to avoid what looked like a wreck to me. Just glad to have gotten through it. It's unfortunate for Rob. He had a fantastic drive controlling the race with Adam there, but Yeah, just pounced on the opportunity and secured the 1-2 for the team still.
Well, good day.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yep.
Congratulations, and a great day for your team. And it looks like I was saying during the broadcast, it looks like you guys won the war. I won the banner, but I think Rashad might have won the war with the points championship. We shall see it, because we're going to the clubhouse. There's still a couple more races to go this weekend. There might be another race, possibly with the strength of field high enough that somebody can make a move on Rashad. But great day for Powerslide. A great representative. You brought everybody out today, and you definitely did your best. So congratulations. Any shout outs that you might have? I know you do. We always have you on here, so I know you got some folks watching at home and some sponsors you want to say thanks to.
Just always big thanks to everybody at Powerslide Motorsports, and congrats to Adam. For me, it's showing him in the championship. So, but yeah, we'll wait for everything to sort itself out there. But great season from Adam. Kind of came from behind. Thanks to everybody at Powerslide for the opportunity to drive with them. It's a great group of people.
Yeah, and you're right. I just refreshed there. We'll see. It's still like you're going into the I like to call it the clubhouse, because it's like golf, because there's still other people and other races that need to be run. So I was showing him with a 9-point lead over Rashad. So I mean, Rashad might line up a car here a couple more times today and see if he can't try to squeak out enough points. But congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Good seeing you as always, Alex. And we'll see you here in a couple weeks when we start back up here for the next season.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's bring up Rashad. Hey, Rashad, we got you up here in the booth. We were thinking that you might have enough for the series championship, but it might come up a little bit short. Right now, showing you 9 points behind Blocker. Thought you might have had the war here, and he won the battle, but he might have won both. Are you going to line her up later today and try to squeak out some more points?
No, there's not going to be another SOF like this. Like, it was really high. I think it was like 4,900 or something like that.
It was today
4,300. Yep.
4,300.
Yeah, 4,295. Yep.
It was really high. That's higher than it was Monday. Monday it was like 39. So I don't think we're gonna get another SOF like this for me to get those extra points.
Well, I mean, your race, I mean, you did everything you had to do, right? I mean, you kept them in sight. You were there to the end. You got on the podium. You did everything but win the race, really, which probably would have taken to secure this. But you did everything that you could possibly do. You had your teammates there to support you, which looks like they were. I mean, I think you left it all out there on the racetrack. I mean, do you have anything to be disappointed about?
I mean, personally, I am. 'Cause, like, it's like I have, with anything I do, I have really like high expectations of myself. Sometimes unrealistically so, but like I just need to kind of sit on it, think about the season. Like, I improved a lot, especially on the oval side this season. Had the team behind me all year. And it's been a great season. It is great for me to even like take it down to the wire like this. So there's a lot to be proud of. It's just right now I just gotta get over the disappointment of not winning the championship at the moment.
Well, go ahead, Antonio.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, we can definitely imagine that, and we all thought that you had it in the bag, but you still drove a masterful race. I was watching you at, a lot of times, and you knew when to attack, when to be like, okay, I'm gonna hang back a tiny bit. So still, all in all, you did a wonderful season, and I just want to really congratulate you on that.
Yeah, thanks. It's been like I said, it's been a hard, long season. Being able to take it down to the wire and punch it to the last race is a big accomplishment. And it's just good to see. I just gotta, like I said, go back, look at the season, see the improvement, and kind of just take stock of everything and realize that this is trending in a good direction as far as my driving goes.
Well,
Yeah,
I know you're disappointed, man, but really, in the grand scheme of things, I think when you look back, you'll probably be pretty proud of this performance, and I think it's a stepping stone on to larger things. I remember I was just telling everybody in the broadcast that when we were covering IIS, that you were an independent, didn't have any teammates, and we're like, somebody needs to pick this guy up, and the guys from IAR picked you guys up, and I think it's really helped them. They've helped you. The future's only bright. And I think and everything when it comes to you and your partnership with IAR and future runs and either the IIS or Indy Open are looking pretty good for the future. So you might be disappointed now, but I think your future might eliminate that disappointment with from a pretty bright future. So congratulations. I think you have a look to look forward to, and on the podium here today. It didn't quite work out, I guess, the way you wanted, but you know, it's growing pains, I guess. So I know you have folks that you want to thank at home. I know you got teammates. I know you got sponsors. So take all the time you need to give all those people thanks.
So shout out to IR. It helped me a lot through the season, especially on the overside, getting better at that. Learning how to do setups for oval and learning how to tinker with the car and just improve there. On the roadside too. Everybody's put out a ton of work this season to make the best cars we can get. Shout out to my mom, who's been wanting shout outs for a while. She got one last week. She gets another one this week.
Moms deserve all the love. They do, really, seriously.
Like she's kind of like the calming person when I'm kind of fuming at things. So I'll probably talk to her a little bit after this race.
I don't know, Mom. Sounds like you could be a spotter.
And shout out to my family and friends, anybody that supported me in this in the hobby. And once again, thanks for you guys for broadcasting. It's been a fantastic season, and it was good to have you the whole way through. Well,
it's good to have you part of it, and I really hope that you take the next 2 weeks off, and we'll see you fresh for when we go to Road America to start off the next season for the Indy Open Series Championship. So congratulations on the podium. It looks like it came up a little short, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem for you in the future. So congratulations, and we shall see brighter days ahead for Rashad Craig and IAR for sure.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, let's bring up Adam Blocker here into the booth. Here he is. He wins the battle, wins the war. We thought it was going to be close. We thought maybe Rashad was going to get this, but the strength of field made the equation so that getting the win is enough for Adam to secure the Indy Open Series Championship. Congratulations. I keep calling you the Dark Knight on the broadcast because your car always reminds me of the Batmobile for some reason, so I hope you don't mind. But tell us about your race. It was pretty much yours the entire way, and you had a whole host of teammates there to support you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely want to, just start by thanking everybody at Powerside because first we got really destroyed on Monday. Like Jesper and their team were a lot stronger than we were, especially in the hotter temps. So we completely reworked the setup coming into today. And I got some extra people to join it. And we really controlled the race start to finish, like you said, especially it was Rob and I for a long time. And then when Rob got taken out by Jesper, Alex came in clutch there and got second. We knew based on what the projected points for the race in the SOF that I had to finish first or second and beat Rashad by 2 spots. So it's kind of what we were aiming to do.
Wow, it worked out perfectly then. It's exactly
the nail on the head. Wow. Was Monday a big motivating factor in today's result?
Yeah, anytime we've been kind of lost, I would say, on the 1.5 mile ovals for a little bit, and Monday was kind of one of the big tipping points. Like we just got beat so bad that
as they say, come to Jesus moment. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got pissed off. We're like, okay, this is just not the way that this works. So we need to redo everything. And I think we found something, and so that should hopefully make us a bit better at some of the other 1.5 mile ovals as well. Like Charlotte comes to mind, but still not sure. I think we got a little bit lucky that the track was cool. We were definitely I think better than them in the cooler conditions, but I'm not sure if it would have been hot if it would have been the same race.
Go ahead, Antonio.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that. The tire management didn't seem to really come into play at all. It was really good seeing you, basically dominate the entire race. And like you alluded to, you had RM3 there, being basically your wingman for most of the race. And there was a tiny bit of a moment after Jesper had that incident with him, that you were left without a wingman for a while, and Rashad actually got really close. What were you thinking through it? Because at that point, you really didn't have any control over that.
Yeah, there was a few laps there where it was kind of nervy. I knew we had to get Alex past Rashad. I thought it would stay packed together for longer, and it did, but it turned out that it got strung out after a while because people in traffic, their tires wore off. So yeah, it ended up being really important that we got Alex past Rashad in those few laps. And I mean, I helped in the few ways that I could to try to help Alex, but in the end, I mean, he had to be the one that they got it done, and he did. So huge props to him for that.
Well, we know that you have a lot of teammates, some sponsors there that you want to thank, and anybody else, family members, friends, anybody who's been a support to you this season. Give you the microphone. Take all the time you need to shout them out. You're the race winner. You're the series championship. So you're series champion. So take all the time you need.
Well, first, just want to thank you guys for covering the series. Out of the just basically as a gift to the community. That's really really cool of you guys, and really appreciate it. We definitely need as much exposure as we can for participation. And yeah, I just want to thank everybody that has participated in the series and continue to make it what it is. I mean, the season wasn't quite as strong as some others, but I think especially as we get closer to the month of May and season 1 and season 2, things will ramp back up again like they normally do.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just want to thank everybody at Powerside. Like I said, we really worked well as a team, as we showed in the Open Wheels 500 a couple weeks ago, getting Hugo the win there, and yeah.
Yeah, you guys were so fast at Open Wheels. I don't know what you guys did. You must have really greased up the virtual bits on your car or something, because you were so much. I was spotting for Jesper, and you guys were just so much faster up there. So great run there, great run here. I feel like every time I watch you guys, just almost learn something new every single time. So congratulations, and thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for being an active member of the community, and we'll see you hopefully there to defend the championship next season.
Yep, I'll see you guys then.
See ya. And Jesper's hanging around. We're going to bring him up. Hey, Jesper, I know you wanted to pop in to talk about your the incident, and that's fine. But before we get there, we'll let the elephant in the room rest. So close for your team, only 9 points. And I know it's a little disappointing that we didn't get you didn't Rashad what you were kind of hoping that you would wanting to get. But there is next season. Did you guys learn a lot this season that you can apply to next season that can make up that 9 points going forward?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're all getting stronger. We're all working together better, and we're all, what can I say? Looking forward to next season. And we have a great package within the team right now, both setup wise and driver wise. So maybe we're looking to add a few drivers. Who knows? So we're looking forward to next season. And congrats to Adam Blocker for winning the Open Series. It's a great effort and a great comeback.
So about now we'll address the elephant in the room. The incident between you and RM3. Talk about you guys. I mean, we know that you're I know when you first started IndyCar, you were very aggressive, and I think you've reined in that aggressiveness to make yourself a much smarter driver now. And so when I race against you, I have no problem. I just know that Jesper's there, and we're going to race hard, and we're not going to make any contact. But every time contact happens, what happened between you and Robert there going into turn 3 off the backstretch?
Yeah, I just owe Robert a huge apology, because that was a huge brain fart on my part. I just screwed up big time. So Rashad was coming out of 2, just behind me, and he was like, "Oh no!" on the radio. I was like, "Oh no, did he hit the wall or something?" So I checked my mirrors and checked the relative and saw him drop off a little bit, and then all of a sudden turn 3 comes and I'm just not there. I lost my bearings completely, and that is not good enough for this kind of soft. And to take out Robert, such a good guy, take out a power slide car like that in the midst of a championship fight, it's just no, I have no excuse for really what I did there. It's just so stupid. My heart fell like, and I felt like I don't want to be here anymore. So I just backed off. I saw Alex Van de Sant was third in line there, so I just let him go and like take it, because this is not fair. What just happened? I'm so gutted for that incident. That would have been a great fight, but yeah, I'm really, really sorry.
Well, I guess as the NASCAR boys like to say, that's racing. So, and it just tells you how fast these cars move, that the second that you hear something from your ear from a teammate, to look down at your relative and then to look back up and to know that you're already on top of the next turn. That's how fast things happen with these cars, and that just adds to the difficulty of these cars. And we already know how difficult these cars, even in fixed configuration, are, but even more difficult in open configuration. And just take your eyes, take your mind off the focus, and that's all it takes. And I think we're all guilty of that. I don't really think you have much to be ashamed of, but we understand that apologies are a big part of the game. So. I'm sure Robert will take it in stride. Hopefully, Robert, and we really appreciate you coming on here, being first part of the strength of field race all season long. We know Texas is really one of your tracks. We saw you win here in the IIS. We know you had a big race on Monday, which apparently was a big motivating factor for why Team Powerslide that went back to the drawing board on their setup today. But you guys, IAR has come a long way and is almost there at the precipice of a big series championship. Maybe it'll be next season, maybe it's the season after, but I think the future is only bright for IAR, and the rivalry between Powerslide and IAR is now on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you for letting me come on here and apologize to Robert, because he's such a good guy and didn't deserve that. So,
no problem.
Thank you so much.
No problem. You got it, man. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Take the time off there, recover, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks, I guess.
Well, we'll do that. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care, Ben. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. And that's the series championship, man. That's it. We're done. You weren't here for all of it. You were here for most of it. I want to thank you for being a part of it. It's been a huge part of our coverage and everything. What did you think of your first kind of this was my first campaign kind of covering anything Indy Open. What do you think of the Indy Open Series Championship and covering it here from a broadcaster point of view?
Oh man, I'm so thankful for the opportunity to do this. It's a lot of fun to get to talk to you guys and to share our passion of IndyCar and iRacing and all this stuff that we really, really enjoy. So getting to do it and sharing it with the community, that's huge for me. As for the championship, I mean, we all thought that Rashad had it, and we were acting like that. Until I think what he was doing was looking at the results page when he parked the car there at the front stretch, just to see that it was 9 points short, which really is nothing. 9 points is basically, it could have gone either way.
Yep.
What a race! I mean, and Powerslide did a huge race. Adam dominated, but Rashad also did a fantastic one. I mean, he was there the entire time. He was ready to do what he needed to do, pretty much in every other race. If the SOF was a tiny bit lower, then those 9 points maybe become 2 or 1, or it actually goes in his favor. So yeah, I mean, that's unfortunately we don't get to see, and we don't have consistent points that we can tell you like in live scoring that, oh, right now by doing this, then X person is gonna win.
Right.
But I mean, we can do it after the race, and this was fantastic. What a finale! I think we saw a great race. We saw a lot of pack racing, but very respectful racing all around. Yes, that incident with Jasper, but again, that's he was alluding to it, and he was frustrated and very apologetic. But we've all been there at some point, and it's not because we do it on purpose. I mean, that's never the case, and. I thought we saw a great race today, and the entire season. I mean, we saw a lot of these drivers coming week in and week out and doing a fantastic job of being respectful, of being super fast. I mean, the Open Series, I've tried to run a couple of races, not lately, but I did maybe a year or two ago, And I've always been amazed at how fast they can make those setups go. Like if you go with the baseline iRacing setup, you're gonna be off pace for around a second or maybe half a second on some of these tracks, and that's just not feasible to race. So my hats off to them. They do a massive work on creating these setups and making it so competitive. And we saw a great race today. Very happy, and looking forward to the next one.
Well, your Division II champion appears to be, at least in the clubhouse, Zach Hubler. He has beaten out the Candyman Ryan Stark there in P2 by a decent margin. So Zach, I think, is going to be able to hold out hope for the Division II championship. And yeah, you're right. These open setups are amazing. I managed to borrow one for another IndyCar series, and it was night and day difference between what I had and what I thought was fast and what they gave me. So they work very hard on these things, and they show why. But that is it, guys. It has been a great time bringing you this first season here of the Indy Open Series Championship to you here on Race First, and we will continue that going forward here in about 2 weeks. We'll talk about that very shortly. So that's it for today. Once again, your podium from Texas here is we got bring up my timing and scoring one more time. We got Adam Blocker there, your winner. Alex Van Desant, your P2. Rashad Craig, P3. So you can join us again in 2 weeks for the Indy Open Series Championship as we'll start a new season at a familiar track, Road America, as we will kick off our coverage for Season 1 of a 2023 championship. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube at youtube.com/racefirst. And as always, check the official iRacing schedule or our channel for the correct time in your area. Race First coverage of the Indy Open Series Championship, sponsored by Team Watson Racing Setups. Visit TeamWatsonRacing.com for all the setups you need for any Open Series here on the service. Use the code WATSON39, that's WATSON39, for 5% off your next purchase. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy and require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the Indy Open Series, today is your last chance. Right now is your last chance. Please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our Indy Open Series broadcast fund. Also, you can become a member of our Race First Patreon page today. Visit patreon.com/racefirst to become a member. We realize times are tough. Hey, this is a holiday season. We're there too. You know, my daughter, I'm sure, wants a pony just like every other daughter out there. But hey, we realize that any contribution that you can give to us is greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and making us a part of your Saturdays each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support Race First with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below and let us know a thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing the big thumbs up for us. The YouTube algorithm monster loves the thumbs up. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you hit the bell for weekly reminders so you don't miss out more of Race First iRacing programming, including next week, December 7th, Wednesday, is the return of the Revolution Indy League Schaefer IndyCar Series as they open their series at Homestead Miami Speedway. The RIL is easily one of the top 3 fixed IndyCar leagues in all of iRacing. You want to be here to watch this. You don't want to miss it. Keep your browser set here for the most in-depth IndyCar knowledge on all of iRacing. Race First, we know what Indy means. For business inquiries and learn more about Race First and what we do, visit racefirst.com. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. You can follow all of our handles right here at the bottom of our screen. Those are all of our Twitter handles right there. And we love to talk racing with you. Or anything else, but preferably racing. There they are, right there. So for everybody that's been in the booth with this this season, so we got Nick Sadiq, Mark Murphy, Antonio Estrada, everybody at Race First. I'm Gary Gatto saying to all, thanks for watching, and to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come on safe. Once again, congratulations to our champions that are in the clubhouse, so to speak. Adam Blocker, who we think has the Division I championship, and Zach Hubler, who we think has the Division II championship secured. Catch us again in 2 weeks, right here as we go to Road America to kick off the next race of the Indy Open Series Championship. Happy holidays and good night from Texas.